Translocation of more rhinos has been suspended until investigations probing the death of 9 rhinos at a sanctuary in the Tsavo National Park is concluded. A preliminary report, however, indicated the rhinos died of salt poisoning. Caroline B. begins our bulletin tonight.
On 26th of June, wildlife conservationists embarked on a mission to provide black rhinos with a more sustainable habitat at the Tsavo National Park. Their home at the Nairobi National Park was getting crowded. 101 black rhinos resided there at the time. This was not the first time the Kenya Wildlife Service was translocating the endangered species, and the service was keen to avoid any failures.
It's very traumatizing for us because anything can go wrong.
One by one, they tracked down the members of the Big Five, sedated it before putting a chip on their bodies to ease identification and tracking. Then they were loaded into the trucks for ferrying. The translocation was to be done in batches, 8 from the Nairobi National Park and 6 from the Nakuru National Park. On that particular day, 3 rhinos were transferred from the Nairobi National Park to a newly established sanctuary inside the Tsavo Park. At the end of the exercise, 11 rhinos were relocated. On the 3rd of July, bad news struck. One of the rhinos died. 8 others died a few days later, bringing the death toll to 9. The deaths have been attributed to the saline waters in the sanctuary. The rhinos are said to have consumed a lot of water containing high levels of salt, something they were not used to.
Tsavo ecosystem has a lot of salinity, that is true, but one borehole had more salinity than required.
The cause of the deaths is not yet conclusive. Hence, the ministry has commissioned an independent investigation into the loss, whose results are expected end of next week. A geological assessment of the sanctuary had been done from 2010 to 2011, and it was discovered that there were issues of salinity, but the conservationist chose to turn a blind eye into the situation, arguing other wildlife had survived in the park. Following the incident, the 2 female surviving rhinos were removed from the sanctuary and placed into the larger park, but under high surveillance. They will reside with 15 other rhinos in the park. Of those that died, 5 were male and 4 female.
Any officer that has neglected the responsibility of protecting the endangered species will be personally held responsible.
Currently, 745 black rhinos live in Kenya, but their survival is threatened by poaching. Last year, 9 male rhinos died. From January to date, 2 adult rhinos and a calf have died. The total number of deaths this year alone is 12. The numbers undermines the several years of conservation efforts. Caroline B., KTN News.
5 people have died and 3 others are in critical condition following an early morning accident in Embu. The accident happened barely 48 hours after 3 people perished in a grisly dawn road accident along the Kericho-Nakuru highway. Brian Obuya reports.
As an ambulance speedily rushed 3 survivors to Embu Level 5 hospital, 5 people lay dead following the grisly morning accident along the Mutunduri-Kianjokoma Road in Embu. Confirming the accident, Embu North Deputy OCPD John Moesio said the Toyota Sienta and lorry had a head-on collision resulting in the casualties.
Lori ilikuwa inatoka pande ya Manyata na gari dogo aina Toyota Sienta ilikuwa inatoka pande ile ingine ya Kingari. Kwa bahati mbaya ndio magari iliweza kugongana.
Details from those who know say that the lorry was struggling to maintain its stability along the poor road when its driver lost control at a blind corner and collided with a 7-seater Toyota Sienta.
Mimi nikiwa hapa sambani nimesikia gari kiwe inateremka lori. Nikasikia inateremka inagusa fuleno inalia, nikasikia imelia pa. Nikasikia watu wameanza kupiga nduru, ndio nikatokea pale kwa samba. Kufika hapa nikakutilia lori imeanguka na kagari kadogo kako hapo. Kufika hapo ndio nimeona watu wale wako kwa kagari kadogo wanatingika tu na watu wamefi.
Mimi nikasimama niangalie tu vile kijiji kimekaa, sababu naendanga asubuhi sana. Kuangalia tu hivi nikaona kama ni miracle. Nikaona gari imevurutwa na lori sasa inaenda hata yeye inafuata. Nikaachilia mizigo yangu, nikaenda mahali accident imefanyika. Kufika pale sikuamini. Niliona kila mtu alikuwa amekufa. Sasa tukaanzia kuscream.
Among the dead is Agapio Ndwiga, driver of the ill-fated vehicle, his wife and 2 female relatives. The lorry driver also suffered broken limbs, while his co-driver is also hospitalized with minor injuries. The minivan was traveling towards Mandari village near Irangi Market, where the vehicle occupants hailed from, while the lorry had just offloaded building materials in Manyata, heading towards Embu town. Locals now want the deadly stretch rehabilitated to avoid future casualties. The poor road was further pushed into turmoil after the heavy rain season. The accident is coming just hours after another claimed 3 lives on the Kericho-Nakuru highway. Brian Obuya, KTN News.
Let's turn our attention to politics now. ODM party has resolved to hand-pick the candidate that will fly the party's flag in the coming Migori senatorial by-election slated for 8th of October. According to the party's chairman, John Mbadi, given the strict timelines issued by the IEBC, the party will not have adequate time to conduct party primaries in the county. Meanwhile, ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi has differed with Ford Kenya party leader Moses Wetangula over claims that NASA is dead. Mudavadi insists that the NASA coalition is there to stay. Our senior political affairs reporter, Chris Thairo, has this story for you.
ODM party primaries, especially in Luo Nyanza, where the party is dominant, has in the past been characterized by violence and allegations of vote rigging and bribery, forcing the party to cancel the exercise and handpick a candidate. And with the Migori senatorial by-election expected to take place in less than 5 weeks from now to fill the void left behind after the demise of Ben Oluoch, who only served for slightly a year, the party has decided to handpick a candidate, most probably from next week.
It should be understood that this is a by-election, and of course IBC has given us very strict timelines. We are required to send the list of our aspirants, those who want to participate in our party primaries, by 26th of this month.
Already 8 aspirants have shown interest for the position, including former cabinet minister Ochilo Ayako, who unsuccessfully contested for the Migori gubernatorial position, former Rongo MP Dalmas Otieno, former Sonu chairman David Osiani, former Migori MP John Mpesa, as well as Eddie Okech. The family of the late Senator Ben Oluoch is also divided on whether to support one of the widows, the elder son to Ben or an uncle to the late senator.
Can also do direct nomination, where we have our organs interviewing would-be candidates and identify the most competent to represent our party or to carry our flag.
Meanwhile, Amani National Congress party leader Musalia Mudavadi has disassociated himself from the sentiments made by Ford Kenya party leader Moses Wetangula that NASA coalition was dead. Mudavadi, who was in Kolomani constituency, Kakamega County, insisted that NASA is there to stay.
Hatutaki kuwa upinzani katika Kenya. Itakuwa makosa kwetu kuwa upinzani, na ndio kwa sababu nasema tuna changamoto kweli, lakini hatutaki upinzani kufe.
Sisi tutaendelea kuongea na Wetangula, tumwambie kama umekosewa na Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, hujakosewa na sisi wote.
Although NASA is currently going through tough times, none of the 4 affiliate parties have officially written to the Register of Political Parties, notifying them of their intention to exit the coalition. Chris Dairu, KTN News.
Let's now focus on education. And Aquinas High School in Nairobi has been closed indefinitely. This was after word went round that some students were planning to torch school property and demand release of 7 of their fellow students who were arrested on Sunday for allegedly planning an arson attack. This even as the deputy principal at Kirimara High School in Karatina is nursing injuries after being caught up in student riots on Monday. Cecilia Wakesha reports.
Tension, confusion and uncertainty surrounded Aquinas High School in Nairobi for the better part of Wednesday morning. Parents had received short text messages telling them to pick their children due to fears of imminent unrest in the school.
Tumefika hapa 1 hour ago na tulitumiwa message tukuje tuchukue watoto because there's something funny ambayo inataka kuhappen hapa. Na nilipofika yenyewe nilipata watoto hapa wameleta rapture kidogo.
The management of the school was forced to beef up security after it emerged that some students were allegedly hatching a plot to burn a school dormitory to show solidarity with those who were arrested on Sunday for allegedly planning an arson attack in what saw police use tear gas to calm the situation.
Walituambia kwa SMS ya kwamba wale watoto ambao wamekamatwa wazazi wao wamefahamishwa. Na kwa sababu mimi sikufahamishwa ilionekana mbali ya kwamba mtoto wangu hakuwa mmoja wao.
Minutes later, the suspected students will arrive from Makadara law courts after they were released due to lack of case to answer.
Dom ilikuwa imefungwa na unknown padlock. So ile commotion watu wamengoja ifunguliwe. Sasa polisi wameingia na tunataka kustrike. Sasa wameingia, dom ikafunguliwa, wakaanza kutufukuza dom ndani. Sasa kutufukuza, ile sasa wakarusha tear gas. Sasa watu watu wakakasirika. Ndo wakaanza kuvunja madirisha, wengine wanavunja dirisha. Polisi wakarusha tear gas. Tear gas 3. Wakasha tear gas 3. Moja ndio kashika mattress.
The school will now remain closed indefinitely. Elsewhere at Kirimara High School in Karatina, Nyeri County, the school was also shut down following students' unrest. According to one of the parents present in the school, a fight broke out between students on Monday evening, leading to the injury of deputy school principal as he tried to calm the situation. The school will now remain closed for the next 6 weeks before a parents' meeting is convened in early September. According to the Kenya National Union of Teachers, more than 33 schools have so far been affected by the spate of school unrest. Cecilia Kesho, KTN News.
Let's turn our attention to sugar. The South Nyanza Sugar Company Limited, Sony Sugar, imported 50,500 metric tons of duty-free brown sugar from Brazil on behalf of businessmen and was paid a paltry commission of 82.7 million shillings. The duty-free sugar, worth 3.3 billion, was shipped into the country by Holbard Limited using the government miller's import license on behalf of 6 private companies. Members of the National Assembly's Joint Committee investigating the controversial sugar imports have accused the Sony Sugar management and board of directors of colluding with sugar cartels to fleece taxpayers.
Top management of the Awendo-based South Nyanza Sugar Company Limited, popularly known as Sony Sugar, was put to task when it appeared before the National Assembly's Joint Committee on Agriculture and Trade. Acting Managing Director Bernard Otieno said in October 2017, Sony Sugar Board of Directors approved the procurement of 90,000 metric tons of sugar under a buyback scheme fully funded by the importer with a profit-sharing arrangement. The Agriculture and Food Authority, AFA, allowed Sony Sugar to import 50,000 metric tons of duty-free sugar. Sony Sugar is said to have given a London-based importer, Holbard Limited, full rights to use its license to import the brown sugar from Brazil. Under the deal, the sugar was to be put into Holbard's control and custody in Mombasa until Holbard received full payment from the 6 buyback buyers.
You are used as a conduit. For 1, tax evasion. 2, to bring in sugar that you never saw.
Do you even know the 6 companies which were used as in terms of buyback agreement?
As Bernard Otieno, I was not on the ground.
Are you not part of the cartel that has been fleecing the people of Kenya?
If the sugar is contaminated, then where does that leave Sony Sugar? You have left everything to Holbard.
Agriculture and Food Authority says at the time of registration of Sony Sugar as a sugar importer, there was no provision for duty-free importation by millers other than from COMESA and East African Community.
We further observed that the contract documents between Sony Sugar and Holbard Limited provided by Sony Sugar have not been properly executed by all parties.
You are advised that this authority is not transferable and that third-party transaction is prohibited.
So, what was the motive of using the government miller's license to import sugar on behalf of traders?
The truth is we were looking to make a little money. The money we received was around 82-point-something million.
The DCI is also investigating on how the government miller's license was used to import sugar on behalf of business people, with the view to instituting criminal charges against the company and the individuals concerned. Patrick Amimo, KTN News, Parliament.
Let's now focus on Kenya Power. In the section of Rift Valley, legislators have suggested plans to amend the Police Service Act to mandate security agencies to grant mandatory bail for suspects arrested late on Fridays as a deterrent against detention past the constitutional 24 hours window before being produced in court. The MPs claim police could be abusing the Friday arrests as a scheme to hold suspects longer, citing recent arrests of Kenya Power bosses.
We are treating their children and their wives to an unnecessary drama, torture, mental torture. That is an embarrassment that comes with these arrests of late is not fair at all. And that is why I will be bringing to the House an amendment to the Police Act to make sure that if you are arrested on Friday, you are given a bail and appear in court on Monday, not to be detained in court. And even if you look at this arrest, it seems like you are being arrested and then now they are going to do investigations after they have already arrested you.
Let us be fair in the treatment of all those that are involved on graft. Because we know there were people who were mentioned in NYS saga long time ago, season 1. And they are free. Some of them even were proud enough to say in front of a committee of parliament that they were carrying sacks of money in quarries, yet they are free. Now that people who are being suspected are being denied bail and are being arrested during weekends so that they can be locked in, you know, we see some mischief.
Section of